So yeah, it was a fun episode. It so this episode reminded me of it reminded me of an episode of Supernatural.
Never watched Supernatural.
I know you haven't, but I'm gonna like try to find it, see if I can send it to you because this episode is a standalone episode. Like it doesn't really tie in with the plot of anything. Um, pretty much the thing of the episode was pretty much exactly like this. A trickster god traps them in a reality TV show. Actually, several reality TV shows.
That actually happened in Warehouse 13.
I know.
And one of the later seasons. Although that was a telenovela, not a sitcom.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
The episode with the
nice
gym.
Little fan service there. Little throwback to the series Quack Pack.
Quack Pack.
Even down to having Goofy and Max. Although Max only referenced, but Goofy actually there.
Like,
and Don Cheadle was back. Don Cheadle was back as Donald.
True.
So I mean that was something.
And it's nice to see that the genie wasn't like exactly evil.
He was just impish, which I mean they were. They liked to twist your words. And the only reason he sent them to a sitcom is because that's what he thought normal families were like, because he'd been trapped in there since the ancient days of 1990.
Oh God. Don't stop making me feel old.
Hey, I was already 5 years old at that point, so.
The genie couldn't grant his wish to keep the voice actor too expensive. Yeah.
Well, he literally undid the wish. Although, I mean, yeah, Don Cheadle would probably be too expensive for a regular. Although, I mean, they do have David Tennant as Scrooge, so.
Yeah, and that already takes like up 3/4 of their budget.
Yeah. And he can't even ad-lib as Scrooge. Like,
yeah.
You know the rest of them can just jump into character whenever and just like knock off lines as the character even without lines in front of them and just make shit up on the spot because they're actual voice actors. And then there's David Tennant who's like, I have writers for that shit. That's literally what he told me. Because I asked him to write what he thought Scrooge would say when fighting a Dalek. He's like, you can't ask me to do that. I have writers for that.
It's like, is I'm not a spy really my catchphrase?
Right? My granny's the greatest spy. I'm not a spy.
Very thing to say. Yeah, true.
Like, my grandma is the meanest, most terrible person you could ever meet. Which is really funny because she's the world's greatest grandma. Yes, dear. Now let me go kick their ass. I'm not a spy.
Like,
which is a very
yeah.
Scrooge thing to say. I have writers for that is kind of a very Scrooge thing to say. Yeah, Launchpad Launchpad was kind of unchanged. Yeah, although I mean technically so was Huey. Huey did not change, which is why he's the one who noticed it, because he's like, hang on, what's going on here? Did you notice this room only has 3 walls? What are you talking about? Of course there are 4 walls. Have you ever looked at that other wall? What are they and why are they staring at us?
Although I haven't really watched the show that much, I remember like a clip from it, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There's like a scene. It's like, oh, we're rich. If we're so rich, why can't we afford a ceiling?
I have not seen. I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, same here.
He has a band, but who knows what he gets up to off screen. True. I mean, you know how many ex-lovers he's had,
Yeah.
including a clone of himself. He has been with a ninja chick, a mer person, who knows how many, probably a moon person now, a clone of himself. He's got quite the list of. Oh my gosh, Launchpad is an idiot version of Captain Jack Harkness. If you took out Jack's brain, you have Launchpad.
You might be pretending.
He could be. Must have been riveting conversation between Launchpad and his clone. Well, you never know, because he can be quite insightful, and you don't really know whether Launchpad really is as stupid as he acts, or if he just acts stupid because it's a smart thing to do.
A Launchpad is the ultimate spy. He doesn't even know it himself.
He's a sleeper agent. Wake up, Launchpad.
The code
The
phrase.
pinky theory? Yes, the pinky theory. Although you spelt pinky wrong. That's the other pinky. That's the Pinkie Pie theory. Pinky from Pinky in the Brain is with a Y, not an IE. Unless you meant Pinkie Pie theory.
I think about the Pinkie Pie theory. I forgot about that theory.
There's a Pinkie Pie theory. I know the Pinky theory, as in Pinky in the Brain, is that Pinky is secretly the genius and the Brain is the insane one, and Pinky is actually keeping Brain in check while Brain is doing all these crazy stunts. Pinky is keeping him from succeeding intentionally to avoid him from actually getting, taking over the world, because he knows Brain would not be able to handle being in charge of the world. So Pinky acts dumb in order to keep him in check. But that theory was nullified in one of the episodes, because there was an episode that showed you what was going on in Pinky's brain. It was basically a day in the life of Pinky.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah. It does, however, explain why he makes those random connections. Like, are you pondering what I'm pondering? I think so, Brain, but where are we going to find a pair of rubber pants that are our size?
Yeah, we did that voice too well.
I know. No. Because
Normal Family has the laugh track.
yeah. They don't have a laugh track. It was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Oh, yeah, true.
Which, I mean, you could sort of tell the difference between a laugh track and a live studio audience. Which they did a really good job there with the differential. Because a laugh track, if you're watching one of the old shows and you do, you laugh track versus a live one, you can hear variations in the laughter. Like a laugh track, like a proper laugh track that they used in the old sitcoms, like in the 80s and stuff, 80s, early 90s, those laugh tracks were pretty generic. They had like the same laugh overlaid for a lot of it, and they didn't have variations. Whereas this, and in like actual live studio audiences, you can hear the variations. Like not everybody is laughing at the same time, and not everybody is laughing at the same things. So the laughter isn't as uniform as it is on a laugh track.
I read somewhere that most laugh tracks were recorded about 50 years ago, so you're listening to dead people laugh.
Yeah.
Mm. Do you think they still do shows like that in front of live studio audiences? And I'm not talking about like American Idol and shows like that.
Well, they do. No, they don't. Not now. Because of the stupid Corona thing.
Oh, yeah.
But
Film in front of a dead studio audience.
yeah, but they, before the Corona thing, they did do it. At least for, I don't know about sitcoms, although I think they did. I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of sitcoms. But I know they did for things like talk shows and things like whatever you'd call shows like it's still a talk show, right? Like late night and stuff.
Yeah, I guess, but it doesn't really count though. They're not scripted. Well, they are scripted, but you know what I mean.
And like John Oliver, I know was done in front of a live studio audience until the lockdown.
Yeah, I like John Oliver.
Me too. But stuff like that was done in front of a live studio audience. And John Oliver, at least, I'm pretty sure, completely scripted because, well,
Yeah, everything's completely scripted. It's just, even though some things pretend they're unscripted, like those reality TV shows, they're all scripted.
Yeah. And wrestling, which
Even the
sucks.
applause is scripted. Yeah, there's probably a guy holding a sign that says "Laugh now."
Yeah. No, actually, it's not. That's not what they do. They actually have a light that shines above the studio. Like, I've never been to one, but I've seen enough behind the scenes and stuff of things. Like, that on-air light
Yeah.
that tells you not to be noisy? They have one for laugh now.
Wow. Now cry, no laugh, no applaud.
Actually, I think they do, at least if the stuff I've seen is true, which I doubt it because most of them are parodies, but you never know.
Just pretty much, sitcoms are just pretty much glorified plays that are on TV.
Yeah, they are. They're just filmed plays, comedic plays. That they do have some cuts and stuff during, because it's not just a straight play. They are actually able to do like cut and reshoot and stuff.
Yeah. I think if I ever got the chance to be in an audience in a sitcom, I would take it, even if the show was bad. Put it on my list. Zombie audience was
Zombie
pretty
audience
much
is pretty much what the weird fleshy things were in the episode. No, they were humans.
yeah.
And it was duck hunting season, obviously.
The human animation style kind of reminded me of
What?
um
No, it's duck hunting season.
kind of reminded me of humans, and I'm just using this as a general term for like the animation style. Humans and Animaniacs.
Yes.
But slightly more polished. Like if the Animaniacs were to be made now. Duck hunting season.
No,
Creepy.
because ducks keep saying, but it's rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season.
So let's see, we've had Mickey Mouse and Goofy on the show.
Yep.
Weren't they supposed to have a new season of Maniacs? Yeah, I think it was a Hulu thing. I haven't checked it yet though.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming up this year. Who knows if it's going to be postponed? But there is a new one that's supposed to a new season on Hulu. But I don't know whether it's going to be postponed because of the thing or not.
Yeah. Such is life.
So who knows there?
When I first was watching this episode, I thought Donald was the fake one.
You thought what was the fake one?
That Donald was what was the fake one.
Well, technically they all were fake, and it was Donald that had that made the wish. So technically he was the fake one, if you really think long and hard about it.
They were a TV show inside a TV show.
TVception.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Batman. Yes. Exception of TV. I should go get some.
Yeah, Animaniacs is still series premiere 14th of September.
Oh.
There are only 2 episodes listed so far, but they are hey, Bernadette Peters is back as Rita.
Woo.
Mindy's back. Rob Paulson, Jess Hardnell, Maurice LaMarche, and Trust McNeil, of course. They're like the main bunch. Oh, Slappy the Squirrel is back with the original voice.
Woo. I must find a genie and have my own TV show.
Nobody would watch that.
It'll be called.
We couldn't pay somebody to go watch that.
It'd be called The Naked Nude Hour.
Ew. Literally nobody would want to watch that.
Dex is like, no. No, 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 no. See, every hour I'll teach you how to be nude in the most sensual way ever.
The most what way ever?
In the most sensual way ever.
You mean sensual or
Sensual, whatever. Shut up. Don't ruin my show.
you mean most traumatizing?
Only if you're under the age of 18.
No, it'd be traumatizing for everybody.
Yes.
Legit everybody.
You don't need to bring your dreams to the world. Oh, trust me, those aren't my dreams. Those will be reality.
Those are everybody's nightmare.
Hey, one person's nightmare is another person's dream come true.
Nobody dreams about that except for you. They do
Fine.
have a Ralph the dog though.
Fine.
Someone named
I'll
Terry.
I'll make a wish where everybody looks like me and they're all naked.
Oh dear goddess.
You will even look like me. Okay, yes, let's get back to ducks.
Yeah, let's run away screaming. I mean, get back to ducks.
Uh, uh, Quack.
I was amused by the opening credits. How they, huh?
Yeah, me too. It kind of reminded me of some show I can't think of.
Quack Pack?
I never actually watched Quack Pack, so yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't remember a lot of Quack Pack, but it was that style.
Okay,
I
I should say it reminded me of every single generic sitcom intro in the 90s.
The scared Huey transitions were awesome. Oh my gosh, that's why Huey's red. He is secretly Deadpool, but without a sense of humor.
Oh my god, yes.
He breaks the fourth wall. He's smarter than he looks. And you know how many times he's gotten hurt and just bounced right back?
That is true. And you just made me think of something. If Deadpool was in Star Trek, he'd be one of the only red shirts to ever survive.
Actually, statistics show that the red shirts did not die as often as the blue shirts. They were a close match, but the only reason red shirts were seen to have died more is because of the more gruesome aspect of their death. Because the blue shirts, when they died, because they were science and medical, they tended to die a little less dramatically and they were a little more just brushed aside. Whereas the red shirts, it's like, oh my gosh, it's dangerous here. They're dying. Because they were security. And of course, the security guys are more prone to die. So when they die, it's more obvious and more, oh my gosh, no, there's a threat. Whereas blue shirts, it's like, oh, they died. They must have been doing something stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the patient's supposed to die, not the doctor. I mean, the patient's not supposed to die either, but Quack Pack was basically JTT's characters if he wore triplets.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Uh,
That was the 90s, like, go-to teen heartthrob type character, I guess.
I see.
That was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was in Home Improvement. He was the brother in Home Improvement that also was Simba, right? Okay, yeah. He was in basically everything. He was generic teenage boy in the 90s.
He was the middle child.
He was Malcolm in the Middle? Or whatever his character was, because I really don't remember.
Don't think I ever watched that show.
Which one?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Neither have I. I meant I don't remember the name of his character in oh, what was it? Tool Time. No, Home Improvement.
And the only reason he figured out it was fake was because his book was fake.
Hey, when I was his age, I see an empty book. I'm like, I was like, should I color in this?
I mean, sure. When he hears voices laughing in his head, it's because you're on a TV set. When I do, it's because I'm crazy.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
see, the voices in my head rarely are laughing. Usually they're criticizing me or other people or mocking other people or mocking me. The voices in my head are complete dicks.
Yeah, usually the voices in my head scream at me saying, "Dear God, do not do that."
And yet you never listen.
Hey, I read somewhere that mixing mayonnaise and honey was really good.
Ew, both of those. Ew.
How do you know we are those? How do we
Both
know
of those are ew.
those are the voices of...
Not just mixing them. Mayonnaise, ew. Honey, ew. Put them together, double ew.
Wait, okay, I get the mayonnaise thing, but I don't get the honey thing.
Honey is disgusting. It's sticky, sweet, and nasty. And it's bee vomit. Which really has no constitution on why I don't like it. That's just an aside that I utilize as a well, ew.
Delicious bee vomit. Yeah. How do you know we aren't those are the voices of the fandom nerds?
How do you know we aren't? Those are the voices of the fandom nerds. How do you know what? In a TV show. Actually, there is a theory that states that we could be in a computer simulation and that everything around you is faked, and it wouldn't actually need to be that massive due to rendering issues, because the only thing you really need to have within your experiential periphery is the stuff right around you. So that's all that needs to be rendered. Everything in the rest of the world that is not being seen or dealt with by one of the people within the programming can be de-rendered.
Yeah, so if everything is fake, excuse me for a second, I have to go rob a bank.
You still have to experience the consequences within the simulation.
Yes, that is true.
In the simulation, you die in real life because your reality is the simulation. And really, if reality is a simulation, what differentiates it from reality